Imagine a time before chocolate eggs, before pastel-colored baskets and bunny hunts. A time when ancient peoples gathered at the changing of the seasons, lighting fires and performing sacred rituals to honor death, rebirth, and the turning wheel of the year. Long before Easter became the cornerstone of Christian celebration, it was something else, a mosaic of pagan traditions, astronomical events, and cultural reinvention. But how did it become what we know today? Let's peel back the layers of time and explore the fascinating, mysterious, and sometimes controversial origins of Easter. You might be surprised to learn that the roots of Easter run deep, far deeper than Christianity itself. Long before the resurrection of Jesus was ever preached from pulpits, Indo-European cultures across the northern hemisphere celebrated the spring equinox. It was a moment of cosmic balance when day and night stood equal before the days lengthened and warmth returned. Among the ancient Saxons, a goddess named Eostre or Ostara was worshipped. She was the deity of dawn and fertility, her name eventually giving rise to the modern term Easter. According to the Venerable Bede, an 8th century English monk, the month of April was once called Eostre, named after this goddess. Her festival celebrated the blossoming earth, the return of life, and, perhaps not coincidentally, the symbol of the egg. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The hare, now famously associated with Easter, was also sacred to Eostre. Symbolizing fertility and renewal, the hare was believed to be able to reproduce without loss of virginity, a notion strangely resonant with later Christian themes. Coincidence, or a deliberate blending of mythologies over time? Fast forward to the 1st century AD. In the lands of Roman-occupied Judea, a new faith was emerging, one that would redefine human history. Central to this faith was the story of Jesus Christ's crucifixion and resurrection. According to the Gospels, Jesus was executed during the Jewish festival of Passover and rose from the dead 3 days later. This event became the spiritual axis of Christianity. But there was a twist. Early Christians did not agree on when to celebrate the resurrection. Should it align with Passover or should it stand alone? The controversy led to heated debates, culminating in the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. The Church decreed that Easter would be celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox, a decision deeply rooted in both lunar and solar calendars. So while Easter became the holiest of Christian celebrations, its timing and symbols remained entangled with older, pre-Christian traditions. Even the egg, now painted and gifted to children, carried over from ancient fertility rites. The fusion was complete, and a new story began, a story retold each year across every corner of the globe. Why eggs? Why rabbits? Why the obsession with spring? It turns out these aren't random decorations. They're relics of a time when humans understood nature through stories and symbols. The egg has long represented the universe in ancient mythologies, a container of life, death, and rebirth. In Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, and even Egyptian creation myths, the cosmic egg appears again and again. To ancient Europeans, decorating eggs was a sacred act, a way to honor the changing of the seasons and the mysteries of life. Early Christians adopted this powerful image to represent Christ emerging from the tomb, just as a chick bursts from its shell. The rabbit or hare, meanwhile, embodied the power of reproduction and was often seen as a symbol of the moon. Some legends even claimed the hare could lay eggs, a tale that may sound absurd today, but which gave birth to the idea of the Easter bunny. In 17th century Germany, children awaited the arrival of the Osterhase, a mythical egg-laying hare. The tradition migrated to America with German immigrants, and the rest is history. Easter, like many great festivals, evolved by absorbing what came before. It blended Jewish, pagan, and Christian elements into a celebration that resonates across cultures. In Orthodox Christianity, Easter is known as Pascha, from the Hebrew Pesach, or Passover. In Slavic traditions, it's a time of rich folklore, midnight processions, and the baking of symbolic bread. In Ethiopia, Easter celebrations involve fasting, drumming, and feasting. In the Philippines, street reenactments of the crucifixion take place, drawing thousands. In Sweden, children dress as witches and go door to door. Every corner of the world has made Easter its own, folding in local customs and age-old beliefs. What unites them all is the theme of transformation, the triumph of life over death, light over darkness, hope over despair. Whether viewed through the lens of faith or the rhythms of the earth, Easter remains a profound marker of renewal. In a world of fast-paced technology and endless distractions, why do we still gather each spring to celebrate a story told for millennia? Perhaps because it speaks to something eternal within us, the need for rebirth, the longing for hope, the promise that no matter how long the winter, spring will always come. Easter is more than a holiday. It is a reminder that beneath the symbols, the stories, and the rituals lies a human desire as old as time itself, to make sense of the cycles of life, death, and everything in between. And if you've made it this far, you're clearly curious about the deeper layers of history. But did you know that 99% of our viewers aren't subscribed? If you love peeling back the myths and exploring the roots of our world, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. There's so much more to discover together.